So good morning, everyone. Dear respected Thai and dear beloved Sangha. This morning we shall have the ceremony to transmission the 14th mindfulness training. And after this we will have incense offering. After that we have some touching of the earth and sutra opening verse. And we will chanting sutra. And after chanting the sutra, we will have a formal request, and then the ceremony will begin. So please enjoy the ceremony.
And last year, we have revised the third training of the 5 mindfulness trainings. And this time, we'll also transmit the revised 14th training. Last week, for the first time, we transmitted to 18 members, Francophone members in France. And now, for the first time, we're going to transmit it in the US.
In gratitude we offer this incense throughout space and time to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May it be fragrant as us herself, reflecting careful effort, wholehearted awareness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home. are both by nature empty. Therefore, the communication between them is inexpressibly perfect. Our practice center is the net of Indra, reflecting all Buddhas everywhere. And with my person in front of each Buddha, I go with my whole life for refuge. Offering light in the 10 directions, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, to whom we bow in gratitude. Teaching and living the way of awareness in the very midst of suffering and confusion. Shakyamuni Buddha, the fully enlightened one, to whom we bow in gratitude. Sharing the art of mindful living, Father of plum village tradition, our teacher, Master Trần Quang Nhất Hạnh, to whom we bow in gratitude. Showing the way fearlessly and compassionately, the stream of all our ancestral teachers, to whom we bow in gratitude. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhassa. The Dhamma is deep and lovely. We now have the chance to see, study, and to practice it. We want to realize its true meaning. The insight that brings us to the other shore. Avalokitesvara while practicing deeply with the insight that brings us to the other shore. Suddenly discover that all the five skandhas are
formal request, please, or ordinary, please stand up.
Namo Shakyamuni Buddhaya. Dear respected teacher, dear noble Sangha, please listen to us with compassion. We would like to make a formal request.
When you hear the sound of the bell, please touch the earth.
Namo Shakyamuni Buddhaya. Dear respected teacher, dear noble Sangha, we recognize that we're very fortunate. We have received a lot of merit from our blood ancestors and spiritual ancestors, and thanks to this, we have had the chance to receive and practice the 5 mindfulness trainings. The path of the practice of the trainings has helped our love and understanding to grow, bringing transformation, healing, and joy to ourselves and those around us. We have understood how valuable it is on this path to have a Sangha. Without the Sangha, how could we have been able to continue this beautiful practice in our daily life? If we flow with our Sangha as a river, we know we can reach the ocean of liberation. We would like to embrace the Sangha's career as our own. In the past year, we have come together once a month to study the 14 mindfulness trainings. We have participated regularly in mindfulness days and retreats organized by our local Sangha or Plum Village. Today, with all our heart, we inspire to receive the 14 precious trainings of the Order of Interbeing. We understand clearly that the following this path we are in the company of bodhisattvas, and that every moment can be a moment of happiness. With our local Sangha support, we humbly ask our dear spiritual ancestors and noble Sangha to accept our request and to transmit to us the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing.
Dear Ordination, Thầy and the Sangha are very happy to accept your request. You are very fortunate to have discovered such a wonderful path and to have the opportunity to commit yourself to it. Your most beautiful task is to build a Sangha that can be a place of refuge for many people. This is what a Buddha did his whole life. Following this path, you continue the Buddha's career. The Buddha and all the Bodhisattva will support you.
We thank you, dear respected teacher and dear noble Sangha, for accepting our request. We will follow your precious advice with all our heart.
When you hear the sound of the bell, please touch the earth. So have a seat. Sangha common procedure.
Has the entire community assembled?
The entire community has assembled.
Is there harmony in the community?
Yes, there is harmony.
What is the reason for the community assembling today?
The community has assembled to perform the Sangha Karman of transmitting the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing.
Noble community of interbeings, please listen. Today, it's the 22nd of April in the year 2023, has been chosen as the day to transmit the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. The community has assembled at the appointed time and is ready to transmit and receive the 14 mindfulness trainings in an atmosphere of harmony. Thus, the transmission can proceed. Such is the proposal. Is the proposal clear and complete?
Clear and complete. Dear Ordinee, please stand up. And on hearing the sound of the bell, after the recitation of each line, please touch the earth one time. In gratitude to our Father and Mother who have brought us to life, we touch the earth deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions. Dợi tử mang ơn cha mẹ sinh thành, cúi đầu kinh lễ tam bảo thượng trụ trong 10 phương. Please touch the earth. In gratitude to our father and mother. In gratitude to our teachers who have shown us how to understand and love. We touched the earth deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions. Giới tử mang ơn sư trường giáo huấn, cúi đầu kinh lễ tam bảo thường trụ trong 10 phương. In gratitude to our teachers, in gratitude to our friends who give us guidance and support on the path, we touch the earth deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions. Giới tử mang ơn bằng hữu và các bậc thiện tri thức đã tác thành cho cúi đầu kinh lễ tam bảo thường trụ trong 10 phương. In gratitude to our friends, in gratitude to all beings in the animal, plant, and mineral worlds, we touch the earth deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions. Giới tử mang ơn mọi loài chúng sanh, cây cỏ và đất đá, cúi đầu kinh lễ tam bảo thường trụ trong 10 phương. In gratitude to all beings in the animal, plant, and mineral worlds. Have a seat. Today, the community has gathered. Today, the community has gathered to give spiritual support to our brothers, sisters, and siblings who will undertake to receive and observe the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing and enter the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Dear Ordinees, please listen, following in the step of the Bodhisattva as your teachers and companion on the path. You have made the aspiration to receive and observe the mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. You have given rise to the seed of bodhicitta, the mind of love. You have made the aspiration to develop this seed. your own awakening and liberation, as well as the liberation and awakening of all other pieces, and now become your highest career. Dear beloved Sangha, let us establish our mindfulness by enjoying our breathing, so that we may be truly present and give support to the seed of bodhicitta, the mind of love in the ordinaries. With our support, they will develop this seed solidly and courageously, so that it will become indestructible. This is a solemn moment for receiving the 14 mindfulness trainings of the order of interbeing. Listen carefully with a clear and concentrated mind to each mindfulness training as it erects, and answer yes, I do clearly every time you see that you have the intention and capacity to receive, study, and practice the mindfulness training have been read. Ordinary, are you ready? Ordinary, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
These then are the 14 mindfulness training of the order of interbeing. Ordinary, if you feel comfortable, please join your palm. Đây là giới thứ nhất, thái độ cởi mở. The first mindfulness training, openness.
Aware of the suffering created by fanaticism and intolerance, we are determined not to be idolaters about or bound to any doctrine, theory, or ideology, even Buddhist ones. We are committed to seeing the Buddhist teachings as guiding means that help us develop our understanding and compassion. They are not doctrines to fight, kill, or die for. We understand that fanaticism in its many forms is the result of perceiving things in a dualistic and discriminative manner. We will train ourselves to look at everything with openness and the insight of interbeing in order to transform dogmatism and violence in ourselves and in the world.
Of the order of interbeing. Do you make a commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Please bow. Đây là giới thứ hai, tự do nhận thức. Đây là giới thứ hai, phá bỏ kiến chấp. The second mindfulness training, non-attachment to views.
Aware of the suffering created by attachment to views and wrong perceptions, we are determined to avoid being narrow-minded and bound to present views. We are committed to learning and practicing non-attachment to views and being open to others' experiences and insights in order to benefit from the collective wisdom. Insight is revealed through the practice of compassionate listening, deep looking, and letting go of notions rather than through the accumulation of intellectual knowledge. We are aware that the knowledge we presently possess is not changeless, absolute truth. Truth is found in life, and we will observe life within and around us in every moment, ready to learn throughout our lives.
This is the second mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing, do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ ba, tự do nhận thức. The third mindfulness training, freedom of thought.
Aware of the suffering brought about when we impose our views on others, we are determined not to force others, even our children, by any means whatsoever, such as authority, threat, money, propaganda, or indoctrination to adopt our views. We are committed to respecting the right of others to be different, to choose what to believe and how to decide. We will, however, learn to help others let go of and transform narrowness through loving speech and compassionate dialogue.
This is the third mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ tư, ý thức về khổ đau. The fourth mindfulness training, taking care of suffering.
Aware that looking deeply at the nature of suffering can help us develop understanding and compassion, we are determined to come home to ourselves, to recognize, accept, embrace, and listen to our own suffering with the energy of mindfulness. We will do our best not to run away from our suffering or cover it up through consumption, but practice conscious breathing and walking to look deeply into the roots of our suffering. We know we can realize the path leading to the transformation of suffering only when we understand deeply the roots of suffering. Once we have understood our own suffering, we will be able to understand the suffering of others. We are committed to finding ways, including personal contact and using telephone, electronic, audiovisual, and other means, to be with those who suffer so we can help them transform their suffering into compassion, peace, and joy.
This is the fourth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ năm, nếp sống lành mạnh và từ bi. The fifth mindfulness training, compassionate, healthy living.
Aware that true happiness is rooted in peace, solidity, freedom, and compassion, we are determined not to accumulate wealth while millions are hungry and dying, nor to take as the aim of our life fame, power, wealth, or sensual pleasure, which can bring much suffering and despair. We will practice looking deeply into how we nourish our body and mind with the four kinds of nutriments, namely edible foods, sense impressions, volition, and consciousness. We are committed not to gamble or to use alcohol, drugs, or any other products which bring toxins into our own and the collective body and consciousness, such as certain websites, electronic games, music, TV programs, films, magazines, books, and conversations. We will consume in a way that preserves compassion, peace, joy, and good health in our bodies and consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of our families, our society, and the earth.
This is the fifth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 6, chăm sóc cơn giận. The sixth mindfulness training, taking care of anger.
Aware that anger blocks communication and creates suffering, we are committed to taking care of the energy of anger when it arises, recognizing and transforming the seeds of anger that lie deep in our consciousness. When anger manifests, we are determined not to do or say anything, but to practice mindful breathing or mindful walking to acknowledge, embrace, and look deeply into our anger. We know that the roots of anger are not outside of ourselves, but can be found in our wrong perceptions and lack of understanding of the suffering in ourselves and others. By contemplating impermanence, we will be able to look with the eyes of compassion at ourselves and at those we think are the cause of our anger, and to recognize the preciousness of our relationships. We will practice right diligence in order to nourish our capacity of understanding, love, joy, and inclusiveness, gradually transforming our anger, violence, and fear, and helping others do the same.
This is the sixth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 7, hiện pháp lạc trú. The seventh mindfulness training, dwelling happily in the present moment.
Aware that life is available only in the present moment, we are committed to training ourselves to live deeply each moment of daily life. We will try not to lose ourselves in dispersion or be carried away by regrets about the past, worries about the future, or craving, anger, or jealousy in the present. We will practice mindful breathing to be aware of what is happening in the here and the now. We are determined to learn the art of mindful living by touching the wondrous, refreshing, and healing elements that are inside and around us in all situations. In this way, we will be able to cultivate seeds of joy, peace, love, and understanding in ourselves, thus facilitating the work of transformation and healing in our consciousness. We are aware that true happiness depends primarily on our mental attitude and not on external conditions, and that we can live happily in the present moment simply by remembering that we already have more than enough conditions to be happy.
This is the seventh mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 8, xây dựng đoàn thể tu học chân chính và duy trì sự truyền thông. The eighth mindfulness training, through community and communication.
Aware that lack of communication always brings separation and suffering, we are committed to training ourselves in the practice of compassionate listening and loving speech. knowing that true community is rooted in inclusiveness and in the concrete practice of the harmony of views, thinking, and speech. We will practice to share our understanding and experiences with members in our community in order to arrive at a collective insight. We are determined to learn to listen deeply without judging or reacting, and refrain from uttering words that can create discord or cause the community to break. Whenever difficulties arise, we will remain in our Sangha and practice looking deeply into ourselves and others to recognize all the causes and conditions, including our own habit energies, that have brought about the difficulties. We will take responsibility for the ways we may have contributed to the conflict and keep communication open. We will not behave as a victim, but be active in finding ways to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small.
This is the 8th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 9, ngôn ngữ chân thật và từ ái. The 9th mindfulness training, truthful and loving speech.
Aware that words can create happiness or suffering, we are committed to learning to speak truthfully, lovingly, and constructively. We will use only words that inspire joy, confidence, and hope, as well as promote reconciliation and peace in ourselves and among other people. We will speak and listen in a way that can help ourselves and others to transform suffering and see the way out of difficult situations. We are determined not to say untruthful things for the sake of personal interest or to impress people, nor to utter words that might cause division or hatred. We will protect the happiness and harmony of our Sangha by refraining from speaking about the faults of other persons in their absence, and always ask ourselves whether our perceptions are correct. We will speak only with the intention to understand and help transform the situation. We will not spread rumors nor criticize or condemn things of which we are not sure. We will do our best to speak out about situations of injustice, even when doing so may make difficulties for us or threaten our safety.
This is the 9th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make a commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 10, bảo vệ và nuôi dưỡng tăng thân. The 10th mindfulness training, protecting and nourishing Sangha.
Aware that the essence and aim of the Sangha is the realization of understanding and compassion, we are determined not to use the Buddhist community for personal power or profit, or transform our community into a political instrument. As members of a spiritual community, we should nonetheless take a clear stand against oppression and injustice. We should strive to change the situation without taking side in a conflict. We are committed to learning to look with the eyes of interbeing and to see ourselves and others as cells in one Sangha body. as a true cell in the Sangha body, generating mindfulness, concentration, and insight to nourish ourselves and the whole community. Each of us is at the same time a cell in the Buddha body. We will actively build brotherhood and sisterhood and siblinghood, flow as a river, and practice to develop the three real powers: understanding, love, and cutting through afflictions to realize collective awakening.
This is the 10th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 11, chánh mạng. The 11th mindfulness training, a right livelihood.
Aware that great violence and injustice have been done to our environment and society, we are committed not to live with a vocation that is harmful to humans and nature. We will do our best to select a livelihood that contributes to the well-being of all species on earth and helps realize our ideal of understanding and compassion. Aware of the economic, political, and social realities around the world, as well as our interrelationship with the ecosystem, we are determined to behave responsibly as consumers and as citizens. We will not invest in or purchase from companies that contribute to the depletion of natural resources, harm the earth, or deprive others of their chance to live.
This is the 11th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 12, tôn trọng sự sống. The 12th mindfulness training, reverence for life.
Aware that much suffering is caused by war and conflict, we are determined to cultivate nonviolence, compassion, and the insight of interbeing in our daily lives and promote peace education, mindful mediation, and reconciliation within families, communities, ethnic and religious groups, nations, and in the world. We are committed not to kill and not to let others kill. We will not support any act of killing in the world, in our thinking, or in our way of life. We will diligently practice deep looking with our Sangha to discover better ways to protect life, prevent war, and build peace.
This is the 12th. No. This is the 12th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 13, tôn trọng quyền tư hữu. The 13th mindfulness training, generosity.
Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, we are committed to cultivating generosity in our way of thinking, speaking, and acting. We will practice loving kindness in working for the happiness of people, animals, plants, and minerals, and sharing our time, energy, and material resources with those who are in need. We are determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. We will respect the property of others, but will try to prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other beings.
This is the 13th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Đây là giới thứ 14, tình thương đích thực. The 14 mindfulness training, true love.
For lay members, aware that sexual desire is not love and that sexual relations motivated by craving cannot dissipate the feeling of loneliness, but will create more suffering, frustration, and isolation. We are determined not to engage in sexual relations without mutual understanding, love, and a deep long-term commitment. We resolve to find spiritual support for the integrity of our relationships from family members, friends, and Sangha with whom there is support and trust. We know that to preserve the happiness of ourselves and others, we must respect the rights and commitments of ourselves and others. Recognizing the diversity of human experience, we are committed not to discriminate against any form of gender identity or sexual orientation. Seeing that body and mind are interrelated, we are committed to learning appropriate ways to take care of our sexual energy and cultivating loving kindness, compassion, joy, and inclusiveness for our own happiness and the happiness of others. We must be aware of future suffering that may be caused by sexual relations. We will treat our bodies with compassion and respect. We are determined to look deeply into the 4 nutriments and learn ways to preserve and channel our vital energies, sexual, breath, spirit, for the realization of our bodhisattva ideal. We will do everything in our power to protect children from sexual abuse and to protect couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. We will be fully aware of the responsibility of bringing new lives into the world and will meditate regularly upon their future environment. For monastic members, aware that the deep aspiration of a monk can only be realized when he wholly leaves behind the bonds of sensual love, we are committed to practicing chastity and to helping others protect ourselves, to protect themselves. We are aware that loneliness and suffering cannot be alleviated through a sexual relationship, but through practicing loving kindness, compassion, joy, and inclusiveness. We know that a sexual relationship will destroy our monastic life, will prevent us from realizing our ideal of serving living beings and harm others. We will learn appropriate ways to take care of our sexual energy. We are determined not to suppress or mistreat our body or look upon our body as only an instrument, but will learn to handle our body with compassion and respect. We will look deeply into the 4 nutriments in order to preserve and channel our vital energies, sexual, breath, spirit, for the realization of our bodhisattva ideal.
This is the 14th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Ordinees, you have received the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. You have taken the first step on the path of the Bodhisattva, the path of great understanding of the Bodhisattva Manjushri that put an end to countless wrong perception, prejudice, and discrimination. The path of great compassion of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, who loves, values, and protects the life of all pieces, and listens deeply to the cries of all pieces, far and near, in order to help them. The path of great action of Bodhisattva Samanta Barbara, who take every opportunity to create love, understanding, and harmony in the world. Ordinees, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will be with you on your path of practice. When you hear the sound of the bell, please stand up and bow deeply 3 times to show your gratitude to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Ordinary, please stand up. Ordinary, have a seat. Congratulations, everyone. And now you can smile. Now this is a very, very exciting. We are really, really fortunate. We have Sister Chen come with us this morning. It's rare. It's really, really often our luck. And please enjoy her presence, and she will read the certificate for you.
Certificate of Ordination. This is to certify that David Cross has been ordained as a member of the Order of Interbeing. He belonged to the 44th generation of the Lamte Linji and Jana school, and the 10th generation of the Liu Guang Dhamma's lineage. Lineage name: Awakening Bright Joy of the Heart. Dhamma name: True Continuation Mind of the Sky. Chân trời định tâm. The ordination have been conducted on the 22nd of April, the year 2023, 2023 in Blue Cliff Monastery with the spiritual support of the International Plum Village Dharma Teacher Council, represented by Brother Thích Chân Pháp Ấn and Bhikshuni Thích Nữ Chân Không of the 43rd generation of Lam Tế Yana School and the 9th generation of Liễu Quang Dhamma line from Village Seal. Only monastic today. Mary Hooks, Hugh West has been ordained as member of the Order of Interbeing. She belonged to the 44th generation of Lam Tế School, Dhyana School, and the 10th generation of Liễu Quang Dhamma line. Lineage name, Joyous Space of the Heart, and Dhamma name, True Light of Patience. True Light of Patience is there.
Please come and get the certificate.
Linda Jackson, lineage name, All Embracing Love of the Heart. Dhamma name, True Light of Inclusiveness. Trăng sáng, chân sáng xả.
I don't know if you have noticed that Thay's Dhamma name is light in the stillness. And today, all of you have the word light in your Dhamma name.
Donolika, lineage name, Joyful Presence of the Heart. And Dhamma name, True Embracing Light. Chân sáng bao dung. Chân sáng bao dung. Beautiful name. Nina Glabothen, lineage name, Nurturing Peace of the Heart. Dhamma name, True Full Light. Chân sáng đầy. Great. Certificate of Ordination of Mark Lalesio. Dharma name, True Light of Understanding. Don't say that I don't understand. Certificate of Ordination, Philip Smith, and lineage name, Radiant Awakening of the Heart. Dharma name, True Light of Presence. Certificate of Ordination of Mary Beth Bash. Lineage name, Peaceful Happiness of the Heart. Dharma name, True Light of Transformation. I need not to be transformed. Do it now. And continue to do it. Ce certificat atteste que Emmanuel Doyon a été ordonné comme membre de la Sangha interêtre. Il appartient au 44e génération de l'école Diana Lamte et 10e génération de la lignée Liu Quang. Son nom de lignée, bonheur cristallisé de la source, et nom du Dharma, vraie lumière de compassion. Big name. In French. Gabrielle Poésie. Elle a le nom de lignée, libération joyeuse de la source, et nom du Dharma, vraie lumière de la foi. Chân sáng, niềm tin. Chân sáng, niềm tin. And this is to certify that Dylan Twenne has been ordained in the member of our Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Clear Insight of the Heart. Dharma name, True Ocean Light. Chân biển sáng. Karen Heller has been ordained as member of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Open Kindness of the Heart. Dharma name, True Light from the Heart. Chân tâm sáng. Melanie Jean. Lineage name, Peaceful Embracing of the Heart. Dharma name, True Light of Aspiration. Chân nguyện sáng. This is to certify that Ivan Alberto Trujillo Priego and lineage name harmonious continuation of the heart. Dhamma name, true mountain light. Mountain of light. This is to certify that this Brown has been ordained as member of the interbeing. Lineage name, unwavering kindness of the heart. Dhamma name, true river light. Trăng sông sáng. Chân trăng, chân, không có trăng, xin lỗi. Chân sông sáng. Trăng is for monastic. This is to certify that Mirti, Orgor, Picker, lineage name, source of true Dhamma, Dhamma name, true wholesome light. True wholesome light. To certify Sarah Manyan has been ordained in a member of Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, tranquil, flowering of the heart. Dhamma name, true light of courage. Trăng sáng dũng. So much of strength, courage. This is to certify that Elena Cardo have been ordained in the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, spiritual breath of the heart. Dhamma name, true light of loving kindness. Chân sáng từ. This is to certify that Mitch Sharper, lineage name, source of true sacredness, and Dhamma name, true bright light. Chân sáng ngời. Sheila Ludwig. She has lineage name, source of serene presence, and Dhamma name, true light of harmony. Chân sáng hòa. Harmony. This is to certify that Spencer Davis, he has lineage name, joyful dwelling of the heart. Dhamma name, true light of diligence. Chân sáng tinh tấn. Very diligent. This is to certify that Mary Cornell has been ordained as member of Interbeing. Lineage name, deep understanding of the heart. Dhamma name, true light of stillness. Chân sáng yên. Stillness. Nijan's toes have been ordained as member of Order of Interbeing. Dhamma lineage name, Interbeing spirit of the source, and Dhamma name, true light of virtue. Chân đức sáng, true virtue. Certificate of ordination, of Rachel Philip Anderson. Her lineage name is Compassionate Candor of the Source, and Dharma name True Light of Action. To certify that Jenny Sear have been ordained as member of the Order of Interbeing. Her lineage name is Tranquil Island of the Heart. Dharma name True Star Light. Trăng sao sáng. True Star. Catherine Fo has been ordained in the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name Pure Spaciousness of the Heart. Dharma name True Sunlight. Sunshine light. Real. Nay chứng nhận anh Nguyễn Hưng đã thọ giới tiếp hiện. Anh thuộc thế hệ thứ Tông Lâm Tế và thế hệ thứ 10 của phái Liễu Quán. Pháp danh Tâm Minh Ân. Pháp tự Chân Thường Quang. True Permanent Light. Always have light. Nay chứng nhận anh chị Lâm Cẩm Hồng. Chị thuộc thế hệ thứ 44 Tâm Lâm Tế và thế hệ thứ 10 của phái Liễu Quán. Pháp danh Tâm Diệu Hồng. Pháp tự Chân Niệm Quang. True Light of Mindfulness. Nay chứng nhận Nguyễn Thị Vĩnh. Chị có pháp danh là Nguyên Viễn và pháp tự là Chân Phước Quang. True Light of Merit. Nhất định là đệ tử sư ông.
Sister Chen Hong said that
Disciple of Thai. So was she. No mistake him. Đừng đọc lại coi. Chân Phước Quang.
mấy vị sau không cần phải bắt chước chị. The others don't need to imitate her.
Sure you all belong to student of Thai. Nay chứng nhận Nguyễn Ngọc Long đã nhận giới tiếp hiện. Anh thuộc thế hệ thứ 44 của Tâm Long Tế. Pháp danh Tâm Viên Ngộ. Pháp tự Chân Thần Quang. True Light of Spirituality. Hay quá, là đệ tử của tất cả tăng thân đó, giỏi lắm. Lương Thị Hiền Dung, chị đã thuộc thế hệ thứ 44 của tâm lâm tế, pháp danh Tâm Diệu Nham, pháp tự Chân Huyền Quang, True Wonderful Light. Chân Huyền Quang. Điệp hội giới nay chứng nhận anh Lê Mạnh ở thọ giới tiếp hiện. Lê Mạnh, pháp danh Tâm Phúc Thường, pháp tự Chân Chiếu Quang, True Radiant Light. Biết đọc tiếng Việt không? Giống người Tây phương quá, thành tôi không biết đọc. It looks like non-Vietnamese.
So Sister Chân Không asked whether he can read Vietnamese. He can read his certificate in Vietnamese.
Điệp hộ giới nay chứng nhận chị Nguyễn Thị Xuân đã thọ giới tiếp hiện, pháp danh Tâm Thiện Mỹ, pháp tự Chân Duyệt Quang, True Light of Joy. Chân Duyệt Quang. Đi tới đâu người này gặp chị này phải cười liền. True Light of Joy. Có like vô mình phải joy.
Sister Chân Không said that smile with whoever you meet.
Nay chứng nhận Trịnh Thanh Nhàn, chị đã thọ giới tiếp hiện, pháp danh Tâm Quảng An, pháp tự Chân Nguyệt Quang, True Moonlight. Tống Thị Loan. Tống Thị Loan. Tống Thị Loan, chị thuộc thế hệ thứ 44 tâm lâm tế, pháp danh Tâm Lặng Yên, và pháp tự là Chân Hiền Quang, True Noble Light, True Noble Light. Nay chứng nhận cô Isabel Yên Chi Chapuis, chị thuộc thế hệ thứ 44 tông lâm tế, thế hệ thứ 10 phái Liệu Quán, pháp danh Tâm Nguyên Từ Quán, pháp tự Chân Giác Quang, True Light of Liberation. Thank you. She has been enlightened when the girl came to Plum Village. And Thai asked, do you know how to speak Vietnamese? She said, no, I only know to speak Huế, and Huế is Vietnamese. Very deep sentence. I only know to speak Huế language, not Vietnamese. The second thing, she lived in Switzerland, born as a Swiss, but she went to Vietnam, and because because her mom always trained her to speak Vietnamese. So she entered Vietnam. She said, I thought that you forced me, but you give me the whole country. I understood every word people speak, even slang, and I know I can dialogue with the street children, very poor, and I have the whole country to love, but not only a few Vietnamese language. Nay chứng nhận Nguyễn Hồng Hạnh, thọ giới tiếp hiện chị thuộc thế hệ thứ 44 của Tâm Lâm Tế, pháp danh Tâm Minh Trí, pháp tự chân tịnh quang, True Pure Light. Chân tinh quang, True Pure Light. Chân tinh quang. So, thank you to be patient with my eyes. It's not very clear with the tiny writing.
So, dear beloved Sangha, please join your palm. We will recite closing verse.
Transmitting the trainings, practicing the way of awareness, give rise to benefit without limit. We vow to share the fruits with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path.
So, dear respected Thai Sangha, we would like to congratulations on the new ordinate, the new member of the Order Interbeings. After this, please stay for 5 minutes. We take the picture together to memorize today. Thank you.